Hey girls, hey. Hey boys, hey. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. This is a place where we do not hate, we participate, we articulate, we speculate, but if you can't act right, you will be regulated. And this is all speculation only for entertainment purposes only. It's not very entertaining at all. It's disgusting, but I have to say that for a disclaimer. And all parties are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I have two things that I want to share on this case. I cannot sleep. I thought that I was going to be able to take a nap, but the more I think about it, the more my mind just keeps wandering and wandering, and I just want to know what is going on in this case. And the facts that we do have, I'm questioning some things. And I also wanted to let you guys know that there is a possibility that Margo could go to Shane, because I wanted to ask you guys if they were married. Were Shane and Heidi married? Because I can't get child support from my son's father because I'm still married. Because I'm still married to my other son's father, until he and he's not even on the birth certificate, but until he signs a notarized paper saying that he is not the father of my son Gage, my 8-year-old, I cannot go after his father for child support because I'm married. So if something was to happen to me, you guys, my son would automatically go to my husband, even though he's not his father, because we're married. He has all rights to my son as a father because my son was born while we were married. Isn't that crazy? I tried to go get child support on my 8-year-old son after his father, and they said because I'm still married and I had my son while I was still married, that my husband that I'm married to is financially responsible for my son, and that he is actually his paternal father, even though he's not on the birth certificate, because I'm married to him. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If they are married, then yes, the baby will go to Shane. Also, since he was in labor and delivery room when Margo was born, he probably signed the birth certificate. And if he signed the birth certificate, for all intents purposes, he is the father. So it wouldn't matter what paternity would come back if he signed the birth certificate. That's what one of my subscribers asked, is if he's on the birth certificate, would the baby still go to the biological father? No, it would go to Shane if he's on the birth certificate. But and if they were married, then the child automatically belongs to the husband, just like in my case. Even though me and my husband were separated, it's because we have not ever gotten divorced, and my son was born while we were married. I cannot get child support from his actual biological father, and so nobody's on my son's birth certificate. So that's an interesting thought. Now check this out. This is another thing. Now that we know it's ligature strangulation, we also know that the seat was all the way back. What if Megan got in the car and got in the back seat behind her and did that to her that way? And that's why the seat was all the way back. And if she had had a C-section, then she's going to be sore and hurting. Heidi's not going to be able to fight back in any way, shape, or form. And if she was in the car, then the girl could have sat behind her best friend, and she wouldn't have seen it coming at all. If it's a ligature strangulation, she could have been in the back seat behind her and brought it forward and done it like that, because I'm just in awe that this even happened. Not in Texas. He did sign it. Okay. Paula Joyner makes a point. Yes, it does matter what state you're in. It is different in each state. But if you are married, I'm almost sure it's like that everywhere, that if you're married and your husband has more right to the child that you have out of wedlock or whatever. How could one woman lift Heidi and put her in the trunk? True. Very true. But she was not real small. Megan wasn't. She wasn't a tiny thing, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know how she would get her in the trunk. Yeah, we said that, Donna. We already said that the other man could go for custody because we all know what happened to Anna Nicole Smith's baby, remember? And the other man can go for custody for sure. But people were, Donna, I was just saying that people were thinking that the baby was going to go to Heidi's grandparents, and more than likely the baby's going to go to Shane. And if he says he wants it to go to the grandparents, it'll work out for them. But the other child's father, or the other potential father, will have rights if it comes out that he is the paternal father. They only let one in the delivery room with a C-section. So that's a great point, Paula. They only let one person in the room with a C-section. My daughter just had one in September, not this past year, but the one before. And unfortunately, I got to be with her all the way up until 8 centimeters. And then when they did the emergency C-section, it was just her and the child's father that got to be in the operating room. You're absolutely right, Paula. Did Megan's fiance call CPS? That's a good question. And was Christopher Green really her fiance? Or was that Megan calling her fiance? What if this dude wanted nothing to do with her? It would explain why he wouldn't notice that she's not actually pregnant. Maybe he didn't want nothing to do with her, and she said, I'm pregnant. And so that would explain why he wouldn't touch her for 9 months, and he just was there for the baby. What if he didn't want nothing to do with her through the whole 9 months? Because remember, Megan told Carissa that her and her baby daddy were on the outs. So what if he wanted nothing to do with her? He thought she was lying about the pregnancy the whole time, and then she showed up at his house with the baby, and he had to believe her. And then he's like, oh my God, I'm really a father. You know? What if he didn't even see her while she was pregnant? She was just saying it and telling the world, I'm having your baby. And he was like, whatever, you're a liar. And then she shows up with the baby, and so he welcomed her, or he was involved. So he was either completely helpless in all of this, or he is just as much guilty as she is. It's a 50-50 scenario again, just like Shane was 50-50 when everybody started coming out saying he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty. I would voice my opinion in email, but I didn't want to put it out there until I got more information. And now I'm 75% sure Shane had nothing to do with it. Another man claimed he could be the father, so I think that's why they're doing DNA. No, they have to do DNA to make sure that she is Margo's baby. That's why they're doing DNA in North Korea. They have to. In all these circumstances, they have to make sure that her DNA is who she is. And then they go from there. And you're right. Another man has claimed that he is the father. On Braun Moxley's channel is where that guy has been communicating with a YouTuber. If the other guy is the father, he already stated he wants the baby. Well, there you go. There you guys have it. Is it Casey? Is that his name? Is that Casey guy that Carissa was talking about, Anna? Hi, Elizabeth. Chris was just her landlord. It's all over True Crime Rocket Science's site right now. So she wasn't claiming that it was Chris's baby. Then why was Chris on the registry? Chris was on her baby registry. Mischief the cat. This Chris wasn't just somebody that we thought was his landlord. He was actually on her registry. So either her lie is and her craziness is bigger than we thought, or he was sleeping with her for her to tell him she's pregnant. The grandparents said they moved the kids all to foster care until all involved are charged. It was on the local news here in Texas. Thank you, Paula. We appreciate you, sister. When a person is angry or in a fit of rage, they can lift more than you would think. You're absolutely right, Ashley Rose. She speaks a very valid point. With sheer adrenaline, you can do more than you think. The other man's name was Jax. Okay, thank you, Donna. We'll definitely get tested if Shane is not a match. It's such a sad situation. Yes, it is. His name is Jax. Thank you so much, Donna. Okay. So, yeah, and there's a 5.5-hour live on JS for Justice's channel, you guys, of Casey, or not Casey, of Heidi's other friend that she met the exact same time that she met Megan that killed her at church camp. They all met supposedly when they were 11 years old at this church camp, and they all stayed friends. Well, before the body was found, when Heidi was just missing, JS for Justice had her live on the channel. And they were telling her the address of the house that the police were at the time. And she didn't recognize the house. Well, they Googled the address of the house. And once they Googled the address of the house, Megan's name popped up in this baby registry with Christopher. And so she asked, JS for Justice asked her if those names sounded familiar, and it took her for a minute, and she goes, oh my God, that's Megan. And she had just been talking about earlier how Megan was the last person to text Heidi the morning she came missing. And Heidi had texted Megan about how she was breastfeeding and if she was having problems with her nipples cracking. And Carissa had just told the whole channel this, and that she was keeping in contact with Megan, but she thought it was odd that she had her phone number. She didn't know how she got her number, because the last that she heard through Heidi was that she didn't like her. And so Carissa and her talked about where Heidi could be and how Shane could be involved. And she even heard Margo in the background, but she thought that it was actually this baby that Megan was trying to pass off as her own. And she had told everyone that she didn't go to the hospital, that she went to a birthing center. So nobody wondered why they didn't go see her at a hospital when the baby was born. And so I'm wondering if she just, with the sepia all the way back, her being strangled with a ligature, that means that could be any cord, it could be anything that can wrap around her neck. Hello from Fort Lauderdale. Merry Christmas Day, Al. Had a phone call. I'm back. You're good, Paula. So it's just insane. I don't know how to do that, love. Some YouTube will, when it uploads to YouTube, it will get closed captioning, Jesse. Right here, when it's live on StreamYard, I can't figure out how to get the closed captioning. But most of my videos have closed captioning on them once they hit YouTube. You're good, Melissa. Let's see if there's any new information. It all looks like everything we've all already read. All the media outlets are, I'm sure, gathering all their information, talking to people. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think happened? I'm curious to see. I'm also going to see if there's any comments I need to answer. What do you guys think? Let's see. Newest first. He might have taken something for his nerves, or maybe friends gave him something to calm him down before the interview, and that's why he's acting oddly and smiling. Just trying to figure out his behavior. I could be way off here, though. True. Let's see. Hey, girl. There's any new comments on this? The domestic abuse really bothers me also. I feel that he knows more than he has told. Even if he didn't kill her, did he aid in any way to make this happen? Perhaps all the strange, guilty acting behavior was his guilt of domestic violence. He knew it was bound to come out in an investigation. Lastly, it does not appear he was that upset or concerned she and the baby were gone. And someone says Shane did not fail a polygraph, but her close friend Carissa said he did. So who knows? Tim Miller with Texas Search said he talked to Megan and she acted like nothing was wrong, and it was Shane, he was abusive, that did something. Yes, that's true. We did see that part, Paula. Or I did here in North Carolina. I don't know if you guys did in your area. How did he did have problem with Vicodin, Xanax. His dad said so. Dang, his own dad busted him out. I gotcha. That's good to know. Thanks, sister. Let's see if I can get any more new comments. So does anyone know if they were married or were they just fiancés? Was Heidi and Shane married, you guys? Does anyone know? All right, everybody enjoy your Saturday. See if somebody answers if they were married. I'll be back to do my nails and to read more Watts Discovery. More Putts Discovery. Chris Putts. So. All right, I'll Google it and see if it says that they were married. I'm sure it'll be posted on one of these sites that this information has been on for the last few days. No, not married. Okay, perfect. I'm sure he signed the birth certificate though, because he was actually at the birth. So, all right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. As soon as I know, you will know. Thank you for all your love and support. But we don't know, is this his normal behavior? Yes, exactly. That could just be him. You're absolutely right. All right, you guys, thank you so much. If you want to talk more about this case, let's do it in email until we can find out some more information. I don't want to come live about it just to speculate, but I did want to share those two things with you guys. These Dust Destroyers at gmail.com. And there are two Christophers in this case, you guys. There's the Christopher Green that is somehow attached to Megan. Some people are saying Christopher Green's just her landlord, but I did physically see a baby register with Megan and Christopher on it. And then there is Christopher Hurst, who was friends of Heidi that was reporting or posting weird stuff in a social media group. So the two are separate people. So remember that. And just try to filter between fact and fiction. Look it up, double check it yourself before you believe it. And just know that I won't tell you here unless it's my own speculation and opinion, and I'll let you know that I'm speculating and give you the other end of it as well. I give you both sides of it almost and let you decide. But I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, I think he was on something too. But I mean, if he had nothing to do with it and they were missing, I'd probably have to pop a Xanax to do an interview too, because I mean, I'd just be beside myself and there's no way I could do an interview without it. But anyway, love you guys. Bye.